resources. It's not like you don't have the resources. So I don't know what you're doing. We'll take some questions if you want. I think Tim is on the phone now. Tim Walls. Again, I was very happy with the last couple of days, Tim. You called up big numbers, and the big numbers knocked them out so fast it was like bowling pins.
Yeah, that's what you want to do with your citizens. You want bowling pins. That, I don't know, there was a momentary internet lapse. I apologize, guys.
All right.
Might have been me.
Anybody, it's, I guess it's #2, right? #2, I think.
Hashtag doom? What?
So that
Hashtag bowling pins. Hashtag America must be run over.
the governors on audio, governors on any...
Hi, you're back. Sorry about that. Did I let you lose you for a minute? Okay. You didn't miss too much, did you?
#2. Anybody
Thanks for subscribing, Robin.
want to speak?
Yes, give us a thumbs up.
Brian is up there. Brian, you want to speak? Georgia?
Brian, we want Brian! Brian! You don't need me. You don't need anyone. You're all individuals. We're all individuals. You're all different. We're all different. I'm not. Shh.
Hi, good morning, Mr. President. I can just give you a quick update.
Brian?
I'll try to do this as fast as I can from starting with Friday night. We have been talking to the city of Atlanta in preparation to support peaceful protests, but also protect the lives and the property of the citizens in Atlanta and around the state of Georgia.
Yeah, but why? You're gonna look like a jerk, really. You're just gonna look like a jerk. And isn't that the worst thing when you look like a jerk? Isn't it better to just kill a bunch of your citizens than to dare looking like a jerk? I mean, honestly, think about it. Do you want to?
But also, we had the mindset to
Thank you, Philly Dana.
take strong actions against the disruptors. We had 500
Destructor.
guard.
Was that, is that Gozer? Vulgus Sildrata, Lord of the Cebulia?
Called up and ready to support, as well as
The Destructor. Choose and perish.
the whole team we had in our state operations center, which we activated. We had the Georgia State Patrol, the Georgia National Guard, the Department of Natural Resource team of Rangers, and then we used our Department of Corrections, Department of Juvenile Justice, and Department of Community Supervision. They all have post-certified offices. 2 of those have incident response teams that they.
That's a great idea. So you want soldiers and people who work with hardened criminals all the time out on the street dealing with protesters. I'm just saying, there's a real problem that all of these folks will look like a nail, if you know what I'm saying.
Used to call prison disruptions, and those people are really good.
Thank you, Melinda.
At doing that. So we had all of those teams standing by to help Friday night. It became evident that APD needed our help, and we went in there and I think did a good job in a really tough situation to calm things down. And then Saturday, we worked with their whole team. We had a major from the Atlanta Police Department in bed.
So excited.
In our state operations center, we had one of our people in their operations center, so we had constant communications. And I was in the state ops center all 3 nights.
You guys try reloading your page if for some reason you missed me, like reload your, whoops, I'll try and type. Reload your page if you have an issue. There you go.
For a very long time, so I got to see this firsthand. But that coordination that we were able to have with the locals, with the Guard, the State Patrol, and all our other resources, as well as having surveillance of in the air, especially Saturday night, was.
So I don't understand why you don't just drop turkeys on them. Oh wait, turkeys can fly. I forgot.
Was awesome, and we had a lot of people.
Hey, Dog Burrito. On occasion, I do.
That did the right thing. We supported them in the peaceful protest, and when the curfew hit, they went home. And what we saw was the disruptors stay. And so you knew those were the people that we were going to have to deal with. And that's what we did over the weekend. Just two other things real quick. We did see in Savannah last
Thanks, Halvick.
night we were getting intel that a lot of the instigators in Charleston, South Carolina on Saturday night were coming to Savannah on last night.
Really? Is there a lot of Antifa living in Charleston? What happened in Charleston?
So we were watching for that. We got in place early, so as the Attorney General was correct in saying, we could watch for those folks that you knew were professionals, if you will. We knew,
if you will,
that they were dropping supplies in areas.
Hi, sorry the page didn't show up correctly. I apologize.
Parks. We were surveilling that. They ended up moving those because they figured out we were watching them. And just because I think we were there early and really in those type of people, that whole thing down there, I think she only arrested 10 people. And the first person they arrested was from out of state. The last thing I would tell you is the Georgia National Guard medic team most likely saved the Atlanta police officer's life last night when he got ran by disruptor on a four-wheeler, and they put a tourniquet on him and helped get to the hospital, and it was great to see that. So thank you for your support of the Guard.
Thank you, Brian, very much.
Wait, I'm looking at the footage of Trump, and he's holding the Bible upside down in front of the church. Yeah, he's showing the back of the Bible. Unless it's not actually a Bible and they couldn't get him one, so they got him a hymn, and he's just holding it.
And you did a good.
We'll get to that in a moment.
It looked like Atlanta was a much different place with a little time, so that's good. That first night was pretty rough. Tim Walsh, I don't know if you've left yet for your conference. I know you have a conference. You were the one that did have a conference. Is Tim there? Because I'd like to maybe have him explain the difference between the beginning and the end.
In the beginning there was nothing, and from the nothingness came the Lord, and the Lord said, let there be light. And there was still nothing, but now you could see it. And in the end, nothing else matters.
I'm going to come back. Tim, are you there?
I am. Thank you, Mr. President. I want to give a thank you to Secretary Esper and General Milley for your strategic guidance.
Yeah, it's great.
Very helpful.
Very helpful. I never would have thought to dominate, but I've been at the sex shop all afternoon, and as soon as you said that on the air, it's like you'd think these ball gags were hydroxychloroquine. It's sold out in minutes.
Our city is grieving and in pain, and I would just say, as far as
your suggestion that we add more pain is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
The peaceful protesters are expressing an outrage that is real. They witnessed 8 minutes of a man dying in front of them. That part of it then, of course, sparked...
This is where Trump goes, wait, Chauvin is dead?
Unrest where there were actors, and I would like to believe they were from all out of state here in Minnesota, but they're not. They're homegrown. This was an issue that just happened with Minneapolis Police Department. But once that started to spin, the idea that when you saw this happen in the first few days, I don't believe anybody would have had a big...
I would tell you what Trump's safe word is, but I don't speak Russian.
...force to do this. When we mobilized then into Thursday and Friday, I had mobilized, as the president was saying, our Secretary Esper was saying, about 750 to 1,000 is what we could get of National Guard onto the scene. It was one of our...
That's a lot of people.
...biggest mobilizations in state history for civil rights.
Yeah, Maria, by actors, they mean outside actors, instigators, people who aren't legit protesters.
Or civil disobedience.
Thanks, lowriders.
And we were still overwhelmed. At that point in time, I did something unprecedented. I mobilized the entire Minnesota National Guard, and that's what the president was alluding to with the size of the force was capable. But I think, again, Mr. President, I hope you asked on explaining this, I would just say, it's going to be very difficult. There are bad actors in this, but there is such a legitimate anger. And here, our problem is going to be if we cannot maintain this posture, we do not have the resources to maintain the posture, and we're going to have to transition back. Our real dilemma here is transition back is to the catalyst that sparked this across the country, and that was what happened with me.
Yeah, this was Richard McNeil. This was a video conference call, absolutely. Although I think it was just them bringing people on, yeah, like basically they have a Zoom version there, and then they bring forward whoever they're going to talk to first. That person comes up on screen, but everybody else just listens and watches the president. I don't know if they have a second screen that allows them to see the governor that's talking.
This police department. So what we did, a lot of this, what you saw yesterday, was engaging civic leaders and the peaceful protest. And I would just close with, I think the guidance is that you got to get a handle on it with that force. That is absolutely correct. And then the transition in the next phase is trying to give those spaces for the peaceful protest. And I'm happy to do things that we have to look at of how do we get reforms. And just as a feel-good story that was...
Nice job, Hal Vickery. Is beneath dominate. That's what you say, dominate, but don't say dominate when you want it to be safe word. That makes no sense. You want me to stop the domination. More domination, less discipline. You're hitting too hard. Oh, you love it.
A tragedy that I'm still sick over that we avoided was the truck speeding down the highway.
Just to be clear, Putin is the Frau Brugge in this situation, or Nurse Diesel.
Towards thousands of protesters. At that point in time, you do not know that was a fuel truck or whether it was going to be intentional. As it turned out, it was a confused and scared driver who didn't want to leave the interstate, went into that. As you saw, he was pulled out of the vehicle. Some of you recall the horrific events during Rodney King. But the truck driver last night, when he's under arrest, but he was interviewed, he said that crowd, the vast majority of them, protected him and pulled him in, which de-escalated the situation. And as the president said, last night was calm and quiet. So
yeah, he sped up, and they still didn't kill him. There was one dude, and I don't know if you've seen the video, and I can't tell if the dude slipped and fell or if he dove in front of it to make the guy stop. But that dude, like, literally stopped, tried to go around the guy, and then that's when he stopped driving because everybody spread except one person, like, did one of these, like, you know, high-speed Tiananmen Square moments.
Thank you for that.
He was going 50 plus when he went into the crowd. The crowd had just saw him coming from further away. And I honest to God believe in this situation, if he'd have gone through, if he was driving and he came up upon them and they'd been taking over this thing and he's going at high speeds and he slows down the thing far away from them, 30, 50 feet, and he was like waving, honking and waving as he drove through and he went really slow, nobody'd have touched him, he'd have been 100% fine. Bullshit, this guy was worried about, he was scared for his life.
But Tim,
he wasn't like, I mean, obviously, LA riots notwithstanding, this was not one of those circumstances.
showed the incredible difference between your great
Thanks, James.
state yesterday and the day before compared to the first few days, which was just
Absolutely.
Never seen it
Absolutely.
a police force and take it over. And I don't blame you. I blame the mayor. I mean, I've never seen anything like it where the police.
Yeah, because you never held elective office and you've never even been part of a publicly traded company, so you don't give a shit. Anything doesn't work, you form a secondary LLC and you burn it on your way out the door and you sue the people that you were invested with.
We're told to abandon the police house and it was ransacked.
The police house. We're going down there to the police house for breakfast.
And really destroyed. Millions and millions of dollars are going to have to go back to fix it. I don't know.
Yeah, when they could have just shot 4 people and everyone would have run away. Safe word is orange in Russian.
Mr. President,
Hey, Dean.
if I'm still on, the one thing I would say, I spent 24 years in the Guard. The one thing I would say is that you could do is, a lot of people don't understand who the National Guard is, and you need to get out there from a PR perspective and make sure that it's not seen as an occupying force.
Right, because who reacts badly to an occupying force? Which group was just decrying people who use the word occupy? Who has a problem with that? Which side of the political spectrum fears government UN jackboot thugs all the time?
But it's their neighbors.
We're going down to the police house to have a German waffle.
School teachers, business owners, those
Orange
types of things.
is the safe word.
That's a really effective method.
Okay.
That's a good idea, although you might seem weak, so you might want to just fire some shots and then say, we're your friends, and then shoot someone, but say, but I need business.
I think that's a good idea. I must tell you, it got so bad a few nights ago that the people wouldn't have minded an occupying force.
No, nobody wants an occupying force, dipshit.
We had an occupying force in there.
This is a guy who really knows what the American people are hoping for. That's right, QAnons, Bundy crowd, right-wingers, libertarians of all stripes, Republicans. What the president is saying right now, your president, the guy who you've been rectally filleting for 3.5/4 years, some of you for 7 years during this whole birther nonsense. What he's saying is that sometimes Americans beg for an occupying force. Right. Thank you, Benny Loco.
For some reason, I don't know what it is. Governors.
Yes, for Benny Loco's sake, everyone hit the thumbs up. Whoosh. And welcome. Oh, and spread the show around. Let people know the link. Let them join us. Join us. We're not a cult or anything. You can leave anytime you want to. You just don't want to. That's all. Here, let me try the Kool-Aid first. There's nothing wrong. It's delicious. It's fine. A little woozy, and I've lost some sight in my eye, but I'm back. I'm fine. It's all right. It was just, it's been in the sun for a little while. Join us.
Don't like calling up.
Join us. Thumbs up, like, subscribe.
Patreon. Right. We have thousands and thousands of people waiting to be called up.
Call them up, shoot them. These guys haven't fired a shot forever.
Is that a correct statement, General?
Thank you, 5024 Scooter. Yes, join my radical Covfefe cult.
150,000.
Trump's safe word is Covfefe. That's what the tweet, why it ended abruptly. Like, that's it. Okay, I'm sorry. He said Covfefe. I don't miss the cast of lab rats because I talk to them quite frankly often, but I adore them and I love them as people.
350,000.
I am not in a cult. House Sparks is the nicest and sweetest and smartest person I've ever known, and I'm glad to visit him every single day as we join together on YouTube and other platforms, and I think nothing could be better than spending my time that way. Was I talking? Was I?
People, and they call up 200. Tim did that the first night, which wasn't successful. What happened is after that he said, let's go, and I'll tell you, it was like magic. You saw thousands of people all of a sudden, one line, just walking through the street. I say it.
Oh, you just love it. He just loves the idea of just cops with shields marching down the street, show of force, all that stuff. Oh, so ridiculous. Like, dude, it's horrible when you have to do that. It is nothing to be proud of. It is a sad moment. I'm sorry we had to use the National Guard to restore order. I wish we had a more orderly way to deal with our inequities in this society. It is with a sorrowful heart that we have to do this kind of thing, but there were people in there posing danger. That's how you address it. That's how you talk about this stuff. You don't go, wasn't that sweet? Like, did you see those guns and all that kind of stuff? Like, I so got a rage boner watching that.
It was like a beautiful thing to see. But we have 350.
I'm sorry. We don't know dog
plus in the National Guard.
Because Disney wanted to.
Everybody wants to use them. And their cities are ransacked, and they're a disgrace all over the world.
No, they're not. There's a lot of countries where they look like that all the time. And a lot of people have respected the uprising that came from this, thought it was the last straw. And there have been global protests about police brutality that in their own countries that have spun off of this. I mean, this would be a great time, I don't know, as a president, to bring up racial disparities and tensions between races in the country that we need to quell.
The world there, show.
If you were like a grown-up who gave a shit.
What happened in Los Angeles with the storefronts? Philadelphia.
The storefronts, that was the problem. Ugh. I mean, George Floyd, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But the storefronts. Did you see what happened to the Sephora?
New York was a disaster.
Thank you, Benny Loco.
I don't understand what happened to New York's finest. I don't understand.
New York's finest. One of the reasons why they're called New York's finest is in tough situations, they don't open fire on large groups of people. As bad as it is, as bad as the damage is, there's a what we call like a return on investment on that behavior. You know what I mean? What is it? A cost ratio that goes on.
Nothing wrong with New York calling up the National Guard. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, but you don't need to. You need to start corralling the bad actors bit by bit. You take your time. You can afford to be patient. The city has a lot of money. It can deal with this kind of stuff. But if they open fire on crowds and end up being, creating a situation that, because this happened in Minneapolis. If you have another one just because you're tired of watching glass get smashed or shoes get stolen, if you overreact and you start killing people, then you've got a Minneapolis in your own town ×5. So not having that is crucial.
All right. Thank you very much, Tim. Go ahead next.
Bye, Tim.
Please. #2.
#2? Is he saying #2, like telling them to like pick? He's just seeing on the phone, like which line, like line 2. Is that what he's saying? Does he think hashtag, literally he thinks in tweets?
General, you want to say something? Go ahead.
So, Mr. President, while we wait on the governor to tee up, what you mentioned about the guard,
I just want to tell you that you are wonderful. The sun shines out of your ass, and I could not be prouder to hashtag #2 and all to #2 to pound #2 all over myself if you just give me the word.
The years of 1960s riots, the Rodney King, so on and so forth. The introduction of the National Guard.
Yeah, it's a hash key here too sometimes, but like it's not hashtag, it's line 2.
In force on the streets during civil disobedience, civil riots, civil unrest proves to be a very calming effect. Mass matters, numbers matters, and that's what you saw in Minnesota. So when I talked to the governor, when Secretary Hester talked to the governor, when the president.
Yeah, that's right. But it's really crucial that you don't have guns drawn, that they're using shields, and that they're marching together. Nobody breaks line. They announce that they're coming, say we're clearing the streets, we're trying to stop the violence. To everybody who wants to protest, that the curfew is on. Please, you are welcome to come back during daylight hours tomorrow. We mean no harm to you, but we have to clear this out so people don't ruin your protest. Like have somebody talking while this is happening instead of a wall of men in black with shields on themselves and armed to the teeth shooting people directly with rubber bullets because they've been, taught by military trainers instead of law enforcement trainers.
And to his.
Yes, pound also means sharp in music as well.
He mobilized the entire Minnesota Guard. Mass matters. And to dominate the battle space.
Dominate the battle space.
Put them in fixed site security at key points on the ground, and you have the police as mobile forces who do the arresting and law enforcement. It's a very effective technique. It's been used for years in the past. We have activated.
Yeah, stop pretending you reinvented the wheel and have come across like, why don't they just go full Kent State? That'd be sweet.
Guard support of civil authorities on average for civil disturbances 1 every 3 years for the last 100 years. So it's a very effective technique, strongly encouraged to mobilize and start alerting today as many guards as you think you need in order to establish law and order in various cities. 55 cities had protests, 55 cities had protests in the last 24 hours, and 22 of them were violent at moderate to severe levels. But the rest were peaceful. The rest were peaceful because there was good law.
Thanks, Dr. Burrito. I agree.
Order on the street. So strongly encourage to use the National Guard to get as many boots on the ground as you can muster.
So we automatically have our experiment, and that's, I hate to say it, Minnesota. You had the first part, which was weak.
Thank you, Benny Loco. Make America America again. Agreed.
And pathetic. And you had the second part, which was domination.
Domination.
Those guys probably largely left. They've gone to one of your cities or one of your states because they're not getting anywhere in Minnesota anymore.
We need people out there in the streets with cock rings and bullwhips. I want every protester, when this is over, I want their mugshot to look like a Mapplethorpe. We got to dominate.
Have that perfect contrast of Minnesota phase 1, Minnesota.
To inside. said Mapplethorpe.
Go to phase 2. It's a beautiful thing to watch. It just can't be any better.
It's so beautiful to watch troops marching down the streets trying to put down an unrest around the killing of an innocent man. It's the greatest, isn't it? It's so good to watch. It's so impressive. By the way, to all law enforcement who are decent human beings and National Guard people who've been deployed in this and everybody else who's been called up from every possible arm of law enforcement, corrections officers, all that stuff, who are trying to do a good job and not harm your citizens while protecting their property and getting the instigators, but letting people protest. And I know you're out there. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I know it's scary and stressful and nuts to get up every day and go for this, and I'm really impressed by how a lot of you have been handling this. I'm dealing with him, not you. I have no problem with you. My problem is with this dude. And of course the cops that he normally backs when he's like, don't even try to be nice to him, shove their head down. I mean, had George Floyd survived and this video had come around and Trump had been running 4 years from now, he'd be going, you know, when you put them in the car and they say, hey, don't put your knee on their neck, I say, don't be too nice. Like, he would have said that. Don't kid yourself. So I don't have a problem with you, the decent ones of you. I have a problem with him and this macho bullshit.
There's no experiment needed. You don't have to do tests. All right. Go ahead. Hashtag 2, please. Anybody?
Hashtag 2, please. Anybody? Like, look, he's talking about line 2. Like, whoever's next. That's just how they move people to. That's how he's telling people. I'll tell you hashtag 2 when I'm done talking to somebody. Oh, my God.
Governor Mills, your line is now open.
Mr. President, this is Janet Mills, Governor of the great state of Maine. Thank you for the call and information, and thank you, Attorney General Barr, and Mr. Secretary, and General Metz. I have 2 questions and 1 comment, perhaps.
Oh, great.
One is somebody mentioned some intelligence regarding the source of the protest and the bad actors and professional instigators. As a prosecutor for more than 20 years and being a former attorney general, former district attorney for 3 counties, I would be very interested in knowing the intel so that we can prepare in advance for it.
Yeah, I know you're saying it's all these left-wing and anarchist people, but when we talk to your folks and Bill Barr's office and the DOJ, they're like, yeah, no, we just heard that. Didn't you see the video?
Insurgents or any professional instigators. We haven't seen that yet in my state that I know. But I would love to get the intel that you appear to have access to regarding who these individuals are, who are the bad actors and professional instigators. Secondly, Attorney General Barr, you mentioned arresting for violations of federal law.
I need hashtag 2. Yeah, number 2 trending on Twitter, right?
And charging people federally. I would be interested to know
what legal basis you want to charge people federally for vandalism crimes they do in the state. Because again, she's bringing up a really good point. Imagine if Obama said, we want to charge people who do state crimes federally from now on, as low as busting a window. We're going to do a nationwide broken windows policy. We're going to use the full weight of federal law on people doing vandalism crimes, which means anything above that is clearly on us. So, like the Bundys, for example, when they took over that, that like guard post and nature preserve station, we could have, on a federal level, arrested them for all the crimes they did inside there and charged them federally for every crime they did in the state after they broke a window. Think about if a Democrat suggested that. Do you have any idea the enormous amount of am I spinning wheel right now? Am I stuck? All right. I think I look okay in some of these. Restart your page if there's ever an issue. Yep, I'm there. It's super important to process what Trump is saying about the legal ramifications of what he's saying from a states' rights and federal law. The Republicans have always been this party of quote-unquote states' rights and literally like state sovereignty on a lot of issues. And Trump, in saying he wants to enact some sort of federal crime statute over any instigator in a First Amendment protected uprising or unrest, the right to protest is a First Amendment right. So anything you do just being there isn't a violation of federal crime. So any crime you commit in the process of a protest is a state crime in terms of, unless you knowingly and willingly, kill an FBI agent from out of state while it's happening, or you burn down a federal building. But I mean, busting the windows on a Sephora and stealing stuff out of a mall that's shut down because of COVID anyways, like, that is frigging fascinating.
Those statutes we would rely on for prosecutions, arrests and prosecutions for violations of federal law.
Thank you, Benny Loco.
Those are my questions. And my comment is, Mr. President, I'm very concerned, quite frankly, that we understand you may be coming to the state of Maine later this week.
Yeah, don't. We understand. We're concerned you're coming to the state of Maine this week. But yeah.
I'm very concerned that your president...
That we don't know what your safe word is, and I don't speak Russian.
...may cause security problems for us. We don't have them yet. So I'm concerned about that. Thank you.
All right, we'll look into that. We have a tremendous crowd of people showing up, as you know, and I think most.
What are you going to have? He's setting up already. We're planning on having. He's going to have a rally in Maine. Because they're trying to save Susan Collins' seat. Is that what's happening?
Favorable. They like.
Because if they lose her, that's a cascade. So he's going to go do a rally in the middle of with the pandemic going into its second spike. All right.
They like their president, but we'll talk.
Thank you, Natalie Ziemba, for the #2, #2.
You about that certainly. As far as intelligence, we do have intelligence.
Well, that's debatable. I'm gonna.
You'll have nobody guarding your potatoes. We're honored to have with us today our amazing Vice President, Mike Pence, and his wonderful wife, Karen.
And you know, when you say per capita, this many per capita is just like per capita relative to what?
Right. He has intelligence.
And you know, when you say per capita, this many per capita is just like per capita relative to what?
Okay.
Information and.
Oh, that kind of intelligence. Great.
And we'll present it to the appropriate people. I'd like to turn that around, though. If you hear anything, let us know. Report it.
Yeah, right. Look, this is the same thing with the friggin' pandemic. Oh, my God. Look, you want information from us on if these Antifa and these far-left people are professionals and they're moving around, they're messing with everybody. You know, we have all the information. We know that's happening. We can see it. We've got intel. Okay, what's that intel? Well, we're not sure. If you know what, if you hear anything, let us know.
And the Attorney General.
Of course, I'm the appropriate person to.
Thank you so much, Amber.
That information, I would really like to have it. Thank you.
Thanks, Scooter. I will.
By the way, yourself, you can prosecute very easily, frankly, more easily. But if you prosecute, the level will go down very rapidly. Bill, go ahead.
Rapidly, yeah, because that's a rush to justice. That's how you handle the protests that happened around the death of George Floyd, is a rush to justice. Great idea.
Yeah, obviously
What a douchebag.
We'll be sharing.
You're welcome, Doug. I'm glad I could help.
Intelligence.
Support Sarah Gideon against Susan Collins. Well said, Julie. Thank you for mentioning. Absolutely. If you're in their district, if you're in Maine, raise your hand. Spread it around. Do some phone banking for Sarah Gideon.
With all our state and local partners through the Joint Terrorist Task Force.
Yeah, these days, phone banking, texting, and that kind of stuff is more important than money.
So anything pertinent to Maine, we would direct your way through that mechanism. And I know your people are tied into that. As to federal offenses, there are many different federal offenses.
that emerge in rioting situations. Two of the most common are anyone who crosses state lines to engage in federal offense, to incite, to participate in, to encourage, and so forth. Or anyone who uses any interstate facility, including telecommunications, vehicles, roads, whatever, in connection with participating and encouraging rioting. Those are two federal offenses that commonly come into play. But there are many others, destructive devices and conspiracy.
To carry a bomb over state lines. Cool. All right.
And other things like that.
Great. Arrest them. That's great. Yeah, if you're in your backpack, you had incendiary devices, bust them. Cool. But don't ask the mayors and governors to figure out the intel for you if you're going to charge a federal crime. Do your friggin' job.
So Phil Murphy did a very good job in New Jersey, which is interesting because you had very little problem. You did call up a lot of good law enforcement, and you had a lot of good law enforcement.
Yeah, is that a Republican governor? I don't know.
Phil, I think you're there. Phil Murphy, New Jersey.
Yes, Mr. President, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good morning to each of you. Honored to be with you. We had about 30 protests over the weekend. And the Attorney General said it exactly right. The biggest one was in Newark, but there were about 30. And we batted 28 out of 30. There was some disturbances in both Atlantic City and Trenton. But by the scales, based on what we see on television, these were, while unfortunate, we're not big.
Okay. Okay, great. Love it. Okay.
Big scale events. We've got no philosophical issue whatsoever using or not using the National Guard. It just so happens that so far, Superintendent of State Police is right behind me, Colonel Pat Callahan. The state police and local police have been able to keep it within our range so far. We've got about 9, looks like 9 more at least scheduled for today. At least the organizers are claiming these are peaceful in nature, and we're going to make sure we've got the police there to ensure that that's the case and protect the community, allow folks to express their protests, which we have no issue with. We just want to make sure it's peaceful. But so far, so good, Mr. President. I want to jinx it, but so far, so good.
I appreciate it very much. Really good, and congratulations so far. I have to say so far.
Thank you, sir.
Keep it going.
Congratulations.
Doug Ducey,
Congratulations on not having to talk to me anymore.
Donna, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Yesterday, we met with community leaders from around the state, heard all of their concerns. I know that we can do better both statewide and federally as well.
Thank you, Jill Carter.
Phoenix is our 5th largest metropolitan area in the entire country, and we've learned some lessons over the last 3 days. First, the more aggressive approach does work. We wanted peaceful protesters to be able to exercise their First Amendment.
I wouldn't use the word aggressive then.
Rights. We had a tough time after the sun went down, figuring out who was the peaceful protester and who was the person that was going to cause trouble, destroy property, or begin violent actions. I put out a statewide emergency yesterday, and we put out a statewide curfew for 8 p.m. And we did that because of what we saw the night before. Phoenix Police Department of Public Safety did a great job stopping the unlawful part of the protest.
By the way, for those of you that live in Phoenix or have ever been to Phoenix or have flown through Phoenix or flown over Phoenix, if you've flown Southwest, a lot of times you bounce through there. Phoenix is a relatively large city, yes, but it is so new in its growth that the streets are incredibly wide. You can basically blockade the entire city with 9 cop cars. There's like the 2 crap parts of town, like Van Buren out to the airport and where the some of the other hotels are and that kind of stuff, are big, long strips and it's incredibly hot. It's been like 109. Bragging that you're clearing the streets in 109-degree heat is not that impressive. Yeah, like we made sure that as soon as the sun went down, we stopped people from protesting. That's the only time you can protest without cooking.
But it morphed into Scottsdale, was rumored to go to Chandler or to the west side. So we put out the statewide curfew. We called up the National Guard in force.
The National Guard. Yeah, he's local.
We got all of our mayors, all of our police.
Yeah, they are awesome streets. They're enormous, but yeah.
On board, and last night was a very quiet and peaceful night in the state of Arizona.
Does anybody know what the temperature was in Arizona last night?
That's what I saw. I saw that. Big difference. Good job, Doug.
I saw that. You just said that. I saw that, and I saw it. I saw that. Did I see that? Did they show that to me? Did I really see that? Am I being punked?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Great job. Big difference. John Bell Edwards. John Bell, you there? Mr. President, first of all, thank you very much for the meeting and for the call. We've had about a dozen protests. I think a grand total of about 2 arrests of individuals.
Yeah, it was low. Let's see. What was yesterday? High of 106, low of 90. Yeah, middle of the night, it's 90.
It's been relatively peaceful here. We have engaged
Great, I'm glad we're talking to you. I don't have a favorite episode, Dog Burrito. Cool out. But I would, memory wipes pretty close.
African-American faith community primarily, but also leaders across the state of Louisiana. We've been able to respond thus far with the city police departments, the sheriff's offices of the various parishes, and the state police.
Now, no doubt, I am not my thoughts. Trump attempted to build a Trump Tower in Biltmore, Phoenix a few years ago, but the air conditioning costs were too high. And by the way, he doesn't build anything anymore. He just slaps his name on it if other people want to build it there.
The National Guard here and can use them if necessary. We have, and particularly with the benefit for us, we went through in 2016 several weeks of very heavy protests, almost all of which were peaceful. And so we've kept up those communications with the various communities, and thus far we're in good shape. Back to this,
they sound great.
And we know that in 2016, most of the problems came from people who were bussed in from out of state. It was not.
That's what it is. Them Hillary people came down here, and they were, nobody down here votes Democratic. We don't let them. We shut those areas down. They get like 4 broken machines.
Local homegrown folks who were the most violent and extremists on our streets. And so that's where we can get some help from the federal government. If you all know...
come down here and kill these carpetbaggers.
That there are individuals or groups out there that are intending to target Louisiana in terms of coming in, that would be very, very helpful. We are monitoring the internet. We have our fusion center and so forth. But Mr. Attorney General, if you pick up on information like that, that would be very helpful if you would share.
Yeah, if you let us know about these interlopers you keep saying are definitely there and you have definitely seen them, we have not seen any of that stuff. So if you could come in there maybe and help us by covering our ass and telling us that, how about this? We'll shoot some people, and then you make up something that says that they weren't supposed to be there. That'd help us out a lot. Thanks very much.
Good. I appreciate that very much. And likewise, though, if you have information as to groups.
If you have information, yeah.
For instance, we had information last night. We got it where they're going to be loading a certain state. They're going to be loading. It's like a military operation. A certain state. We've already notified them. But they're going to.
Great. Which state?
Loading. That's like
you think you're on a private call with governors. Why wouldn't you just say so?
Talking about a war, which it is a war in a certain sense.
It's not a war.
And we're going to end it fast. So be tough.
It's not a war.
Thanks very much, Jim.
These are U.S. citizens, even the criminals.
Appreciate it.
It's not a war. You don't declare war on your own citizens. It's why the CIA works outside the United States and the FBI works inside the United States. It's why you don't use military to police the citizens.
Larry Hogan, please. Maryland.
Yeah, Mr. President, thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank you for agreeing to our request on extending Title 32. It couldn't be more timely without talking about everybody calling up the National Guard. And I couldn't agree more with all of the things that you've said. We had this experience, exactly what you're recommending. The city police in Baltimore were somewhat overwhelmed, but within a matter of hours, we sent in 4,000 members of the National Guard and 1,000 additional police officers. We outnumbered the protesters. And
we had 3,000 National Guard people down there. We outnumbered the protesters 3,000 to 1.
Immediately calmed down the violence after the first few hours, and then just allowed peaceful protest for the rest of the week. And I think that's what was not happening.
Dude, this is what MAGA wants. This is what Republicans want. This is what the GOP has wanted forever. Military policing of the United States. Authoritarian control from the federal government over the states, and obscenity laws used to control free speech and control of private organizations like Twitter and Facebook. That's what they've always been for. Sorry, that's what they're for now.
Of the cities, and I agree with kind of peace through strength. I think
peace through strength with your own citizens.
Bringing up enough manpower instead of not letting anybody be overpowered the way they have.
I think we should Truman these folks. If we drop 2 nukes on 2 American cities, you'll see this kind of stuff dry up.
In the past few days is exactly the right thing. And we've got 1,300 members of the Guard called up now. We haven't had any issues or problems yet. It's been mostly peaceful, I think, because they're...
Well, I'm glad you got 1,300 National Guards down there.
At this point, maybe afraid to take action in Baltimore, but we're watching to see if it breaks out again. But I had a call with many of the governors. I've been talking with all of them across the country. Everybody's saying the same thing about these out-of-town agitators. It seems to be very organized. And so the discussion that the Attorney General is talking about...
yeah, I want to see the trials of these dudes, and it's largely dudes. There's definitely some like semi-teens running around, some early 20s, black-clad Antifa wannabes in this crowd, but there's a big bunch of right-wingers rolling around, and I want to see the Bundy crowd that's amongst them get pulled up.
Crossing the line.
Let's see those trials. This is going to be like voter fraud. This is a big, the left is all in this, and then when they finally, charge some people, it's like, oh, that kid was from here, but the dude from out of town was a right-winger from Michigan with his own militia.
State lines, federal crimes, the sharing of information and intelligence, critically important to all the governors. It's something we all are focused on. It's difficult in some of these cities with the prosecutors we have and the judges we have to get convictions, even on violent crimes, let alone these kinds of things. So federal charges with U.S. attorneys going to federal court, sharing of intelligence, all of that, I think, is very, very helpful to all the governors. So we appreciate all the efforts. Thank you very much.
Bye. Got to get out of here. I'll just say that.
Thank you very much, Larry. They are professional anarchists in many cases.
Professional anarchists. How do they hire? Do they have a LinkedIn page? I mean, because people are out of work. There's 30 million people out of work. I understand, Julie. It's a lot.
And
it's probably a kid.
Leading a group of a lot more people than them, and these are easily led people. But they're professional.
And I'll just point out, Mr. President, we had those in Baltimore in 2015. This is not new. Like you pointed out, Occupy Wall Street. We had a lot of peaceful demonstrators back in 2015. I've only been governor for 90 days, but troublemakers were all from out of town, all organized professional agitators. I was the same group or different groups, but they were.
Maybe you should hire them to work on the campaign then. I mean, they seem to be doing the same shit the Trump campaign was doing.
Over Occupy Wall Street.
And administration, but you know what I mean.
Folks back then. So they just.
Yeah. When are the employees of the professional anarchists going to strike? That's what I want to know. I mean, they should get overtime for tagging the AFL-CIO building, I think, right? That happened after normal anarchist hours. Help, I'm being repressed.
Own their craft and get better.
Yes, there are some dudettes as well.
That's right. That's right. And, when they have bricks, they come armed with bricks.
The bricks are a big part of this. So I think when they come armed with bricks, shoot them. Anybody. Like, if you see somebody who's not anywhere near a construction site and they're walking with a brick, like maybe they picked it up and they've just got a door that keeps slamming shut because of the air conditioning, and just shoot them. Save yourself the hassle. They're gonna throw it right in your face.
And they have bricks and rocks, big rocks.
Bricks and rocks. What do they think they are? Palestinians? Shoot them.
So they have other things, and they throw them. You know, you're allowed to fight back. You don't have to have a brick hit you in the face and you don't do anything about it. You are allowed to fight back.
Yeah, what's fight back when you have a rifle? You mean shoot people who are throwing rocks? How very American.
Now, I'm not asking my Attorney General. Perhaps he'll stop me from saying that, but I would think...
Yeah, he should, but he won't because he's a fucking maniac.
Bill, that if a brick is thrown at somebody and it hits him, or maybe if it doesn't hit him,
Yeah, shoot anyways. Even if they miss. Shoot the guys just for being a bad toss. I mean, honestly, it's not like he's going to have a career in the NFL.
Tough, strong, powerful people are allowed to fight back against that guy. And very strongly and powerfully. That's what I think. I saw what they did to the kid in Dallas, and that was a disgrace. That was a disgrace.
Yeah, you seem all broken up about George Floyd. Oh, he was in Minneapolis. What?
Stop. I've never seen...
You notice he has mentioned George Floyd once, and he didn't mention him at all in this call. Mentioned him once in the speech, but he mentioned this kid getting kicked, like whoever this was, like half a dozen times. Gonna go out on a limb and say they don't share something with George Floyd. And by the way, I'm not for it. I think it's wrong. The people involved should all go to jail. You know, if they were black and they beat this person up because they're white, they should go to jail for a hate crime as well. Our laws should evenly apply to everyone. There you go. Okay? But notice how freaked out he is over this. But like George Floyd is like, of course, our hearts go out to the family of the But when he's talking about this, like, man, that was the worst.
Punishment. And I don't know, I guess maybe he's not going
to interloper.
But I saw what happened. I saw what happened to that kid. I've never seen it. Nobody talks about it. Nobody even...
Yeah, they did.
Mentions it. But all of that stuff, it can't happen. But I know when you're doing well because I haven't seen Maryland on television, and that's good when you're not on television. They're only... we don't want to be on television again.
No, you do. You want the peaceful protests on television. That's what you actually want. Thank you, C-Shui. I kind of knew, but I didn't want to kind of hit the nail on the head.
Talking about with the injuries, we had 137 police and firefighters injured in the first few hours of that disturbance in 2015.
In 2015.
And we sent in the guard and all those police officers, and not a single person was hurt for the rest of the week. No more violence. So it's powerful forces with showing restraint. But
with showing restraint, okay. Under a different administration, without an ultimate fear, maybe a fear of the governor, I don't know, but definitely not the same process when Obama was in office. I'm curious. I want to hear Trump's response to this.
People start to scatter.
Well, thank you very much, Larry. That's good. #2 if anyone...
#2 if anybody...
What's the call in?
#2. This many years old. There you go.
Governor Polis.
Now calm down.
Go ahead.
Mr. President.
#2.
Can you hear me? It's Justice.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me running?
Yes, I can.
All I would say to you is if it comes to pass that some states would rather you didn't come there, you come to West Virginia because...
Come on down to West Virginia. There's plenty of land here and not a lot going on or whatever. Come down here and listen to our coal miners cough. It's music to your ears, sir. They just say it's like COVID, but all the time.
You're a blooming hero here. And
you're a blooming hero. That's like a blooming onion, but a sandwich.
We'll protect you.
Like with all the soggy bits coming out the side and the meat kind of hanging and it folded up under you. All right.
Way, and there won't be any disturbance whatsoever. You know, when it really boils right down to it, we've had some real peaceful protests. We welcome them, but absolutely we're not going to have a problem here because, first and foremost...
First of all, we'll set the whites on them. I don't know if you know The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia, but that is the most American film you could possibly watch, sir. Where Jisco White, I think that's his name, his grandfather was a senator from West Virginia when Social Security was put in, and as basically a troll of the whole endeavor, declared all of his children, and I quote, retarded. That is a term they used very commonly back then, and I wish we would bring back, if only to use in song. And he had all of his children declared retarded. That means that any of their children technically have to be retarded. So they've all been getting Social Security from the day they were born ever since. And boy, what they do with it is just one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen. If you've never seen a woman give birth and then do a rail of opioids right off of the desk next to the bed at the hospital while the baby is barely moving and has to be taken away from her to a state institution and revived. I mean, that's America, sir. You are a blooming hero here. But that's our standard.
There is no way. There is no way.
And by the way, I am from Kentucky. I'm allowed to talk shit all I want. And secondly, I'm not kidding about the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia.
Simultaneously.
Watch it.
We'll call in the guard or do whatever we got to do.
We'll just shoot them. I don't care, man. If they're from here, if they're from somewhere else, we don't care. We got too many people here anyways. These are rolling hills. I mean, we'll just make them squeal like a pig, West Virginia style.
I am just exactly like you, and I'm not going to put up with this.
I ain't going to put up with this. We're just going to shoot them. The heck with it. Come on, man.
Well, that sounds a lot different than the governor of Maine. That's very good.
So she's all reticent, because they have, I don't know if you've been there, but Maine has civilization, and that really hasn't gotten over to West Virginia and ruined it yet.
Tried to talk me out of it. Now I think she probably talked me into it. She just doesn't understand me very well.
Well, I mean, she doesn't speak orangutan.
That's okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it very much, Jim.
You hang up on this dude before he says they're going to shoot people like wolves from a helicopter.
We have a...
Literally, Barr's probably leaning over going, #2. #2.
Situation. I was thinking about calling a number of you with flag burning. I'm not a believer in flag burning.
So?
And I would think that if a state wanted...
Neither am I, by the way. What does that got to do with, we ain't going to tolerate it, man. We'll call people up from the National Guard and do what we got to do. Not shooting people for burning flags, dummy.
To try and pass a law, you're not allowed to burn flags with us.
No, it's a violation of the First Amendment. Why? Again, the Republicans are now the party of, that's free speech. Here's the thing. The flag itself gets its meaning from the rights it protects. Part of what makes the American flag great is you have the right to burn it if you're upset. That's what contributes to its greatness. If you make it illegal to burn the flag, you diminish the laws that it stands for, and therefore you diminish its worth. See what I'm saying? All right.
Punishment, strong punishment. I would think that the United States government would be backing you up all the way, so you're...
No, not all the way. If you Kent State your citizens, we're not backing you up all the way, jackass.
I'm on the phone right now, and I would think that the United States government would...
Whoever's typing is like, holy shit, this fucker's gonna open fire.
...to see somebody go and do that, because I think flag burning is a disgrace.
Yeah, so?
It passed last time, as you know, against what a lot of people want.
I don't care what they want. The will of the people should not override the rights we all share. That's the point. But I'll tell you what. I'll give you flag burning if you give me assault weapons. How about that? If you're going to piss away parts of the First Amendment, then we can piss away parts of the Second. Right? I mean, if the First Amendment can be, we're not even talking about the child porn stuff at this point. We're talking about burning a piece of cloth with a symbol on it. What's that about Mohammed cartoons again?
It passed 5-4, and we have a different court, and I think that it...
Yeah, they do sound like they're... Maybe they are. Maybe I don't smoke weed, so maybe I can't tell.
To review that again, Because when I see flags being burned, they wanted to crawl up flagpoles in Washington and try and burn flags, but we stopped them. They weren't able to do it, but they would have.
Really? What'd you do? Squirt them with Vaseline?
Done it.
We use lube when we dominate. It's not really domination if you use lube, but yeah.
And we didn't stop them. I think it's time to relook at that issue. Hopefully
You're an idiot.
the Supreme Court will accept.
Nah, if you take away the ability to burn the flag, you take away the value of the flag. Shut up.
That. But if you have a state
where do you guys stand on fluoride? I use it in my toothpaste.
you feel strongly, and many of you do.
But I spit out my toothpaste. I don't swallow it.
Most
I have a Melania attitude towards toothpaste.
of you do on that. If you wanted to try and pass a very powerful flag burning
It just grossed myself out.
statute against anti-flag burning, I hope you do it because we'll back.
No, you won't back him up. It'll lose in the Supreme Court. You're an
100%.
idiot. We'll back you up because when we say American flag, we mean hashtag TM flag.
Right. Okay? So I hope some of you do it. All right.
You won't do it.
Go ahead. Hashtag 2, please.
Hashtag, please. Hashtag 2, please. Go to the next guy. We're almost to the end of this, by the way. We're going to time this out right at 6 o'clock. Look at us.
Polis, your line is now open.
Hey, this is Jared Polis. Am I on?
I'm trying KP Nova Finder.
What? Hi, everybody.
What? Huh? Who's that? What? Yeah, hello?
We are in Colorado. We sort of wanted to press the fact because we were able to use the National Guard, and they're very amazing folks. And I want to thank you for renewing their service. As you know, they get beyond the Indian.
Yeah, after you got caught cutting off their service right before they would have gotten their benefits.
They get their benefits. So we
dude, tell us all about it, bruh.
Asking for coronavirus, they're defending our city.
Hashtag 2.
It's
line 2. I know it's line 2. He still thinks it's 2 Corinthians.
Incredibly important. I just want to add the public health side to this. One of the things we did is we distributed masks to some of the peaceful protesters. I don't know if others had that experience, but obviously we're concerned with the size.
Trump just whispered gay to Bill Barr.
The gatherings. Some were doing social.
They're handing out masks. That's so gay.
Listen, some weren't. But encouraging that message, we are also testing community testing clinics freely available. We spend the criteria. Anybody who went to the peaceful protest can get tested next weekend, so after the incubation period.
Yeah, because they're going to need it.
But we're all worried, Mr. President, that this could be some kind of setback.
No, it's over. The whole thing is, we got to open because we have to open. Our country is not meant to be closed. And fantastic job.
Into everything going on.
Hit the like button. Thank you. Patreon.com/AlSparks. Love you guys.
Because you had tens of thousands of people, some of which were doing social distancing, some of which weren't. But
yeah, you think which ones?
I just wanted to encourage others to provide masks, offer testing, all of those things.
Wash your hands.
Peaceful protesters, obviously, we're using the National Guard to protect.
Yeah, we should do hashtag 2 Corinthians as a one, Steve.
Buildings, and we just had a handful of arrests. We didn't see a large scale infiltration, but we did.
That's your mistake right there. I think you need to get your arrest numbers up, whether people did anything or not.
Some people that wanted to use these protests to further their own agenda of anarchy or whatever it is, and you get find some bad folks in there too. So I just wanted to pass along that.
Christine, I am not submitting to domination. That's not how I roll. I am 100% into coaxing. Tease and denial is totally fine, but I'm not into submission and domination. It's just not my thing. It doesn't work for me. Never has. I like sex and I like violence, and I keep them separate because I have respect for both of them. They don't overlap with me. I don't get it. It's very strange. TMI, but there you go.
Public health piece and encourage everybody to be responsible on that side too.
Thank you very much, Governor. Thank you. It's great to have you at the White House last week, too. Henry McMaster. I think I hear Henry McMaster on the line. He's talking to his people, which I think is much more important than talking to us, Henry, because I know what you're doing. You get them ready. You get them ready.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President.
General McMaster, he's telling them to get ready. To what? Shoot citizens?
I did what you were saying and also what the Attorney General was saying. It seems listening to the governors in telephone calls over the days and also what we've been saying today is I don't think we're prosecuting enough people.
You're not prosecuting them? You just arrested them, dumbass. It just happened the night before.
It seems these folks, they just getting a 30 days or $500. That's just the cost of doing business.
Try it, Scooby-Doo. Yeah.
We know that we have organized people. We're trying to figure out if we got some here. We think maybe we do.
We think they around every corner. We got some communists down in here, and they all can't be trusted. I think they all, like they're writing them Hollywood scripts and making people, look here. Look, did you hear that? I heard one sneaking up on me right now. They're here, Mr. President.
We have a state grand jury that's just like...
We're just gathering our grand jury. We're just going to roll them right through, stamp them on the forehead guilty, get them right, and throw them right under the jail. And some people say that as a joke. I literally mean it. We're digging a new foundation. We're going to fill it up with these fellers. Most of them fellers. Some of them ladies. They're not that attractive. I'm not into blue hair. Tried it once, but it was a mistake. I was at summer camp. It's a story I'd rather not tell. But the important thing is right now, sir, did you hear that? I heard that. Excuse me. I heard that.
To activate that and bring them before that grand jury where we can investigate using the tools of the grand jury. We talked out.
Oh, like Mueller did, you mean? All of a sudden grand juries are a good idea? Here's a good idea. Release the Mueller grand jury testimony so we can test the process when you try to bust all these people. No?
U.S. Attorney Peter McCoy. But everybody was on board, and we really had a model thing happened in the city of Charleston. The first night they had one approach with a late 11 o'clock curfew, and they had a whole...
Not really a curfew at 11 o'clock. 11? What? Better have that girl back here by 11 o'clock. I was like, shit, I can be done by 9:30. Movie ends at 8.
Violence. They were taking I guess you'd say, a less confrontational approach. Well, and they had a lot of damage on King Street. Beautiful place. People were busting out windows in restaurants and throwing in fire.
Not glass. They busting all the glass. Shit, I can't even think about how that's even processed. I watch them glass blowers on the Discovery Channel. I'm like, how'd they get it flat?
Big firecrackers landing on the tables of diners in there because there was no curfew. The diners were still there, and they were scaring everybody. And they were running.
Everybody was so scared that they were going to miss their dessert in the middle of the night. They were sitting there having a nice little niçoise salad, which I enjoy. I do enjoy it very much. It's got them Clamadotta olives in it. You know, they're Greek or something. I don't know. That's like a regular black olive, but you shove it up your ass. That's a Greek olive. I don't know if you know that. Having their nice niçoise, waiting for their flan, and some carpetbagger from West Virginia, no offense, none taken, you can have them, rolls in there, breaking the window, and throws off their tip calculation.
You had one fellow that pulled out a pistol, a civilian in the hotel, and fired shots in the air to scare off some of the agitators. They are
firing shots in the air to scare off the agitators, and he, in the process, agitated his ass. Bullets landed 5 blocks away in a man's soup while he was asking for an aperitif.
From outside, there's no doubt about it. They're part of this Antifa, or whatever you call it.
Whatever, just a fella dressed in black. Antifa, those are the guys in the Confederate T-shirts with the beer bellies, right?
We arrested one man in Columbia, and he had a Glock pistol in a knapsack and 90 rounds of ammunition.
And I was like, son, you want a job?
We got him locked up now and hope to be able to get some information.
Thanks, Scooter.
Yeah. But I think what you're saying is right. Is we have to make it more difficult. We got to take these people out, give them justice.
Take them out, give them justice, street justice. Of course, I'm talking about find a tall tree, get a length of rope, because nothing will quell an uprising that was started due to the taking of an innocent man's life. Nothing will do that better, of course, than extrajudicially street justicing a couple of kids in hoodies.
Make it more than just cost of doing business to come into one town, get arrested, pay bonds, and go to another town and do.
Oh, I'm sorry, Adrienne.
The same thing. Your other point, we had law enforcement everywhere, from Department of Corrections, probation, pardon, parole, the state law enforcement division, the city police. We had county sheriffs coming in.
I had the dog catcher. I had my own podiatrist come down there with a shoehorn, shoving these little bastards down a manhole cover and closing it behind them. The man was skilled. I am telling you right now, I had a rat catcher down there. He did the best job of all of them. Said you could just judge him by the teeth. Jumped off his trailer, chucked him in the back, sprayed this little mist on them. They stopped moving.
From the adjoining counties.
That's just wonderful.
And in Charleston,
Scooter, I am, but hey, you only have to pay me by the laugh. Thank you, Betty Loco.
Had the National Guard there on Sunday night, last night, and they had virtually no problems.
They didn't have any problems whatsoever. They had a couple of dented rifle butts, but other than that.
The National Guard, the sheriff there, Al Cannon, says he's never seen such a police presence in his life. And it worked like a charm. I think it was just a handful of arrests. There's no damage. They had 5 Humvees rolling around the city of Charleston. Very peaceful. So strength works. You have to dominate, as you said. And I think.
You got to dominate, Mr. President, as you've often
Once
said.
It was reluctantly aroused. It was hard to get it aroused.
It is.
And it is hard to get it aroused.
But
we got it aroused.
You did, sir. That's right.
It's really the time to get serious.
By the way, who is with us
We're
today?
honored to have with us today our amazing Vice President, Mike Pence, and his wonderful wife, Karen.
Well, she sounds downright crunchy.
Prosecute these people, finding out where they are.
I like both of them. I think you're bubbly looking in this one.
Organizations are. Who's paying the money? We even hear that some of them get a bonus if they get arrested. They were putting out their hands to get arrested.
A bonus? Who is paying these people? It's almost like, it's wonderful because it's like a jobs program. We were listening to them. We're like, how do we get some of our citizens back off the dole and on the job? And we're like, well, if we could just start farming out redneck aggressors to other states to bust some windows to keep the glass companies back in the insurance fold, I think we should do that. So we've started with some of our young ones, gathering them up, putting them together in a little group, teaching them, giving them a little knapsack.
They wanted to, and the police telling them to get out of there. They didn't want to
get out of here, just beat it.
Or arrest them. So that's the state of it. I think we have to be careful, but we have to be tough.
You don't have to be too careful, and I'll tell you,
you got to be tough with some of these folks.
Every minute you don't tell us why you're here.
That's right.
I cut off a finger.
Mine or yours?
Yours. Damn.
That's the kind of tough I'm talking
about.
The
prosecutions.
Thanks, Dog Burrito. You don't have to say that. It's sort of offensive. Don't use that phrase. You're just learning.
You don't do the prosecutions.
What's a carrot symbolize? Oh, that's in honor of Pence's wife.
We're honored to have with us today our amazing Vice President, Mike Pence, and his wonderful wife, Karen.
There you go.
They're just going to be back. They're going to be back. Whether it's in 2 years or in 2 months, they're going to be back. And
you can't, no, sir. They will not be back here at all. Whatever. I understand most of them will be busy getting their master's degree in feminine studies. Feminist studies? Women's studies. I don't know. They're all fellas, but I don't get it. Hashtag too.
And when somebody's throwing a rock, that's like shooting a gun. What's the difference between having a brick that weighs 10 pounds, hit somebody in the face, and wipe them out practically? We had a couple of people.
Well, let me tell you, Mr. President, when we get the National Guard down there, we're giving them guns, not bricks. That's all I'm going to say. There is a rather big difference between the two.
And there's no
New York AG James tweet on Donald Trump. I will, yes.
retribution. So you have to do retribution in my...
You totally need retribution. That's right. Fire and brimstone, the Lord's judgment flying down from the sky.
That's right. You have to use your own legal system maybe for that. But you have great legal systems. Everybody I'm speaking to. But if you want this to stop, you have to do that.
If we need a more of a legal system, if we need Gitmo, we'll call you.
But you have to prosecute people, Henry. You're right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No, thank you, Mr. President. And by the way, I would like to say, and I think I speak on behalf of everybody here, your anus has a rosy odor and a wonderful texture, and I'm glad to push my nose up in it at the drop of a hat. You've got my number.
Thanks.
Feel free to dominate. We all share the same safe word.
Thanks. #2.
#2. That's my safe word. That's absolutely right, son.
Please go ahead. Your line is now open.
We're near the end, and it's like, did everyone hang up? Who was there? I'm still here if you'd like to talk to me some more. I have some stories to tell you. I got a fish that was... Hello?
Can you hear me, Mr. Shelker?
Hello? Hello?
I can hear you.
Oh, my headphones died. Hold on.
Great. I can hear you.
Can't hear me good. Thank you.
I don't hear you. I spoke to cell phone. Is that JB? Are you on your cell phone, maybe?
Yeah, I'm on my cell phone. I've got, sorry, I'm going through the drive-thru right now. 1 second. Curly fries. Nobody wants that straight shit.
We're not hearing you great.
Can you hear me okay?
We're not hearing you great, but that might be my head. I do have shit in my ears. It's a
Can you hear me okay, Mr. President?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
I'm tuning out anyways.
I wanted to take this moment, I can't let it pass, to speak up and say that I've been extraordinarily concerned about the rhetoric that's been used by you. It's been inflammatory.
Oh, this is Pritzker from Illinois.
And it's not okay for that officer to choke George Floyd to death, but we have to call for calm. We have to have police reform called for. We called out our National Guard and our state police.
Mm-hmm.
The rhetoric that's coming out of the White House is making it worse. And I need to, say that people are feeling real pain out there. That we've got to have national leadership in calling for calm and making sure that we're addressing the concerns of the legitimate peaceful protesters. That will help us to bring order.
Oh, okay. Called out. Boom.
Okay, well, thank you very much, JB. I don't like your rhetoric much either because...
Oh, that's a nasty question. These people are a mystery. I mean, honestly.
I watched it with respect to the coronavirus, and I don't like your rhetoric much either. I think
Boo. Friggity who.
could have done a much better job, frankly. But that's okay. We don't agree with each other. As far as the event with respect to Officer Floyd,
Officer Floyd? I'm glad he's really up on the situation. And wait, so is Biden that's slipping?
I've spoken about it often, and I've spoken about it with great compassion, and I think it's a horrible thing that happened.
To Officer Floyd?
I've called it out on numerous occasions and numerous speeches. I even spoke about it at our great rocket launch.
Our great rocket launch. Rocket man.
I covered it.
I packed my bags last night, Prefect. 0 hour. 9 a.m.
Before I covered the rocket.
And I'm going to be high as a kite by then.
We just sent out a $1 billion rocket.
Yeah, we get that.
And before I spoke about the rocket at a major speech after
a major speech. Yeah, we watched it. Yeah.
The rocket launch, I spoke about I spoke as to what happened with respect to Mr. Floyd.
George.
I thought it was a disgrace.
Yeah. Again, generic language.
I thought what happened was a disgrace, but I spoke about it probably as long as I did about the rocket itself.
Yeah, and you still didn't say anything.
And those police officers, what they did, including the three of them that stood there and watched, and maybe even participated, the whole world was disgraced by it, not just our country, and the whole world was watching.
Why was the whole world disgraced by it? You mean just like humanity? It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's like this is like the pandemic thing. It's in 184 countries. Police violence is everywhere. It's gross. The whole world is to blame.
So
I blame India for these officers.
Nobody can tell me I haven't spoken about it. I've spoken about it at great length. At great length.
Yeah, and you pivoted to we can't have mob violence.
We'll continue to speak about it, but I also have to speak about law and order. We need law and order in our country.
Yeah, but honest to God, and all due respect to Bell's, the first series, the early Dick Wolf stuff. I mean, that's really Sam Waterston is a genius.
And if we don't have law and order, we don't have a country.
Law and order.
So we need law and order. Okay, who's next?
Just who's next, please? #2.
#2.
Oh my God. #2. They're done.
#2, please.
#2, please.
We have no one in queue at this time.
Okay. I want to thank you all. Be strong, be tough, be smart, be safe. Be safe, very
Be best. Shut up, Melania. I didn't give you permission to speak.
important. And we honor many people.
They've already left. No one's on the phone. He's talking to himself.
We have to do it right. Many, many people. We honor, as you know, Mr. Floyd, but we honor many other people that
George Floyd.
have been badly hurt and killed. And
Very badly hurt and killed at the same time. Like, I mean, that's just a rough weekend.
the way we're going to do it, the way we're going to solve.
I mean, if you died of COVID-19, you probably had it coming. You're just weak, and your governor wasn't very talented. And if you continue to die from that, I mean, it's really not our fault. We have to open up.
The problem is to be fair and be strong. You have to be strong. Use our National Guard. You're much better off with too many than too few. That's one thing we have found out. Too many is a good thing. Too few.
If you have too many, it's too many. You want enough. Too many and too few, same problem. Am I not, huh?
It's unacceptable. So go out there and...
If it's too many, it's too many. That's like the old thing. Would you rather eat something that's too salty or too sweet? It doesn't matter. They're too salty or too sweet. Whatever you can stand, it's worse. This is the dumb.
Good luck.
It's better to have too many people and cause trouble with too many than cause trouble with too few.
Night. And if you have any information, let us know.
They don't. It's your job.
Yes, thank you very much.
Too many men, never. Easy, Julie. Good God. Okay, so let me grab something real quick though. That wasn't a bad transition. That was okay. It could have been better, but we'll see. Let's see if I can find the Trump outside the White House or outside. There it is. Hold on, it's gonna be glory. Oh, it's gonna be so beautiful. Okay. Is there a sound from this? Somebody put audio over it, like dance music over it. Okay, I gotta find the actual. I need the sound of whatever it was that he's there while they're talking to him. Oh my God, they're all out there? What the ever-loving hell? They all gathered. This is just creepy. Hold on. I'm like scrolling through this nonsense. Good God.
Greatest country in the world.
Oh my God. 18 seconds of glorious nonsense. Here it comes. Hold on. You guys asked for it. You got it. There he is. Trump holding up both Corinthians. There it is. Just beautiful.
We have a great country. That's my thoughts.
That's my thoughts. We have a great country. That's my thoughts.
This country in the world. Great.
We're going to make it even greater.
And it won't take long.
And it won't take long to make it even greater because we're pretty much at rock bottom. I mean, it's nowhere but up right now. I mean, have you seen this shit?
Not going to take long.
Like, we're going to make America greater than one where cathedrals are on fire. So, you know, the bar is pretty low. And even I think I can.
What's going on? It's coming back. It's coming back strong. It'll be greater than ever before.
Oh, so you're voting for Biden is what you're saying. Wow. Holding an upside-down Bible. Glorious. Okay, hold on one second. I think there's a shot of them all gathering, too. It's broader than even that. Gotta wait till it stops freaking out because there's so many, like Twitter is so live right now with all this stuff. Good God. This is I'm scrolling through to try and find it, but literally there's just so many tweets happening at once. It is just ridiculous. I'll see if I can search it. Like Trump Bible. That'll do it. Good God. Yeah, it's just him holding it upside down. Great country. Look at this. This is so embarrassing. Hold on. Look at this. 1 second. Look at him like, I'm holding the Bible. There it is. Look at that. Fist pump, but with Bible. Look at that. So gross. With the police sirens.
Hey, Bible.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to the question. Somebody goes, is that your Bible? Listen to this.
Hey, Bible.
It's a Bible. Is that your Bible? It's a Bible. How do you not have a Bible? Hey, guys, want to see my Bible? You want to see mine? Yeah. I mean, I'm not just showing off. You want to see mine? I'll show you my Bible. Yeah. Glad to. It's right over here. I have a couple. I have the one I was baptized with when I was a kid that I got at the Peaksmill Christian Church. And then I have this Bible. This is my Bible. I have this Bible. This Bible was signed when I became a Mason. See that? So this is my special Bible that they give you. This one will be with me my whole life. So when I become president, this will be the Bible that goes in my White House in the Oval Office. This will be what I'll be sworn in on. This is the Bible I will use. There you go. Yes, it's signed by my worshipful master who on the date and all that kind of stuff. It has stuff in it. I can't show you because there you go. But this is mine. And if I were to go to a church that had been burned to read a Bible verse, I would bring my own Bible. That's Jesus basically annoying all the rabbis. That's who that is. That's Jesus basically schooling them on the scriptures. Yeah. So I have there you go. It's a Masonic Bible. There you go. This is so. It's a gold leaf heirloom Masonic Bible. This is my Bible. This is not a Bible. This is my Bible. Okay? It's my Bible. You don't have to believe in the Bible. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Open the Bible. Okay. Let's see. Let's pick a verse at random, shall we? And the men of Ephraim gathered themselves together and went northward, and said unto Jephthah, Wherefore passedst thou over to fight against the children of Ammon, and didst not call us to go with thee? We will burn thine house upon thee with fire. It's an important story. It's funny that I landed on that one. That's Judges. Wow. I'm shocked in a beautiful way that it landed on that. Let's see if I can find both Corinthians. Yeah, mine has a bunch of like drawings about the like hieroglyphs and about the like. It's pretty cool. This is an illustrated Bible with a bunch of other stuff. My point is that I actually own this one. This is not my. This is my Bible, not a Bible. But listen again, and Can't Stop Lying. I don't know if you were here for this part. Listen, listen, listen.
It's a Bible.
Is that your Bible? It's a Bible. It's a Bible. This is my Bible. I'm a grown man. I have a Bible. It's not that weird. And I've read it twice. I was baptized when I was, now I would not consider myself strictly a Lutheran or a Methodist or a Christian for that matter at this point. I broadened my spiritual horizons, but not to eclipse any Christianity that I was brought up in, to augment, I would say. And in this case, I'm not holding it upside down, and I didn't have to be handed a Bible. You understand? I was able to, like, it's in my office, right around the, I'm just saying, on the other side of the green screen. Now, that said, I also have, hold on, let's pick another book just at random that I have, let's say, in my, like in the standard books that I have in here. What do I have? Well, that one's more of the same. Let's see. I have in here, here's two books that I have just on hand. If I had to run someplace, right? So I have the Mighty Mandolin Songbook, chord songbook. So I've got a bunch of mandolin songs. There you go. And the Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass. There's a book. Hold on. See what's lit. These are books that I have current on hand. Okay? Like, this is not a copy of of the Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, an American slave, written by himself. This is my copy. This is not a copy of the Mandolin Chord Songbook, and this is not a copy of the Freemasons' Handbook of Toasts, Speeches, and Responses. These are mine. By the way, this is not my copy of Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid. This is Camden's copy of Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid, just for the record. But he wouldn't have to stand in front of a book signing of Rowley Jefferson, or sorry, Jeff Kinney, who's the actual writer of it. He wouldn't have to stand at Jeff Kinney's book signing and go, "This is a copy." There you go, Pat Metheny. That's right. So I'm just saying, this is one of the most ridiculous things, and that's hard for me to say, I've ever heard. That's not.
It's a Bible.
It's a Bible. I also did a woot woot. Did I vanish? Did I go away? Oh. Say woot woot. Did I woot woot? If you woot woot, then you woot woot. Who's this tax returns? These are some tax returns. These aren't my tax returns. These are others' tax returns, by the way. Holy smokes. Jump on it. Thank you, Amorific. I'm adding that. Wow. And then I almost forgot. Hashtag 2. Wow. There's got to be more to this, though. I think there was the part where they all walk up. Okay, so Trump, apparently they ran people off.
Pushed him away with Donald Trump standing in front of a church with a Bible? Really? Let's just all be real about this. He wants to
they moved people.
And he is performing in the country what he thinks a leader should be like and what he...
Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Benny Loco. Yeah, we got to... And by the way, Terrence Floyd, George Floyd's brother today, asked everybody to throw up the peace sign when they're marching because they're a family of peace and they are God-fearing people. And I would say out of respect for them, throw up the peace sign if you're going to be out doing anything, even if you're just part of the broom brigade. And for that love, I mean, like the raising of the fist has become a symbol, but in many ways, this was more important to them. Yeah, this is V for vote. They did this as V for victory a while, before that, and this became the peace symbol. Now it's the V for vote as well. So that in and of itself, like, super weird. It's like bizarre. Is that your? Yeah, he held it upside down too. Good grief. I don't understand it. All right, I'm gonna sign. Wow, we're over 20 minutes. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for sticking around with us. I was glad we got to have a show today. That was not expected. I did not expect he was going to be on today, so I was planning on going on going over the NASA speech and then Kayleigh McEnany's speech, as well as VP Pence. This nonsense. By the way, you all heard the speech that Trump gave at the NASA thing, or at least part of it, the part I played. Thank you, Benny Loco. Yes, everyone vote. Vote.org, everybody. Vote.org. Make sure you are registered. Make sure you are getting the ballot you need. This, I'm going to leave you on this. This is what they have now been taking Trump's speeches, which are depressingly dry and nonsensical, and they are cutting together these like promo videos that he's going to use for his campaign. They're basically just White House campaign shots, and they put them together like this. Check this out.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
All very cool up until now.
Gather in this special place to celebrate not only the launch of a new spacecraft, but also our nation's bold and triumphant return to the stars.
Thank you. I did this.
Months ago, as we witnessed the launch.
Hey, you. See the rocket behind me? I thought this.
The program set in motion. By the way, you do realize no Tesla, no SpaceX. No auto bailout, no Tesla. Who is against the auto bailout?
2 great American astronauts into space.
Into space.
And you were filled with the sense of pride and unity that brings us together as Americans. So today, as we mark a renewed commitment to America's...
He rereads this speech, by the way, in audio, and then they try to find his mouth matching it and throw it in there, and it always drifts.
Future in space.
This time they couldn't even do it. Like if you tried to put this reading over what he said, it doesn't. None of the words match.
Also commit to a brighter future.
There you go. See, well, 2 words. There you go.
All of
they
our
have to cut away after 2 words.
Citizens.
Can't get a full sentence out.
Right here on Earth.
See that? They like blurring it behind that. Well, hey, LOL 360. I can't say I blame you. It's a good time meeting me. Look at that. They got 2 words to match up in the entire speech. The rocket was very aroused.
Once it was
a rocket
reluctantly aroused. It was hard to get
That's
it
the important
aroused,
part.
and it is hard to get it aroused, but we got it aroused.
Isn't the holy part of the Holy Bible implied? No, it is not. It is what distinguishes it as a Bible, since Bible just means book. It just means book. It's a book. It's not the Holy Bible. It's not my Holy Bible. It's a book. I'm just saying it's a book. The book. Book 'em, Dano. That's what I'm saying. I appreciate you too. Thank you guys so much for dropping in. Thank you, Benny Loco, for the super chats, and Amber and Christina F. Thank you, Can't Stop Lying, for joining us as well. Roll back. You'll enjoy the beginning. I think it was a good time because we were not expecting a live roll of Trump today, and then he wandered off where they broomed the street. And also, thank you, Camster, son of Merrill, for following us on here as well. Jill Carter, thank you. Thank you, Philly Dana and Scooter and Natalie Ziemba. And let's see. And James Etling, thank you. And Dog Burrito, I'm glad you could follow. It's very cool. Melinda Campbell, thank you. Robin Sparrow and Hal Vickery and Julie and Hez, thank you so much. And Brian and Jock Abroad, thanks too. Trump's cronies stole trillions in stimulus payments. Do we shoot them? No, we do not. I'm not as generous as I understand that. We do not shoot them. But they should go to jail for a very long time because those people would suffer more that way. Take some solace in that, I would say. What is the base platform for this? For which part? YouTube. Come to YouTube, if that's what you mean. Join us on YouTube. Infotainmentwars.com is the website where it will take you to the YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. That helps us the most over there. Or Twitch, if you want to join and subscribe on Twitch, that helps as well. But YouTube is our primary for this. Twitch is mostly for gaming. I just push it over there because people like to be over there and they like to send emojis and stuff. But I will be back tomorrow, 3 o'clock, unless there's some extraordinary piece of news that brings me on earlier. But we will be with you every single day of the week except Sundays. Saturdays, we also have, by the way, my regular show, the Hal Sparks radio program, Mega Worldwide, which is on terrestrial radio. It's old-fashioned radio. You can call in, all that kind of stuff through Chicago. I also stream that here, in case you don't know. And Saturday night is the first virtual Sexy Liberal show, which sold out in an hour. Amazing. We love you guys. That's incredible. The tickets and the VIP for it sold out in an hour. Very impressive. My agent was very impressed. He did not hold high hopes for how it was going to go because he's a little more jaded than I think the rest of us. But it shows the power of the movement and people's support for it, and I appreciate you guys. So that's just amazing. Next on Hal, aliens are coming to Earth. Oh, I will cover that live, Ameritary. Don't, because they know me personally, so that I'll have them on as podcast guests. But yeah, so Saturdays we do the radio show every other day. I'm on at 3 o'clock approximately till about 5:30, 6 o'clock. We ran longer today, which was lovely for you guys, and I appreciate you coming over. And then we will at some point, like over the next, and I usually game late at night. I will definitely be gaming later tonight. And anyways, you can always come here, infotainmentwars.com. Like and subscribe. If you're watching this at another time and you weren't here for us earlier or whatever, subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell, and you'll get to see the show live as we do it. I intentionally, for the record, don't prep for these pieces. I just free roll it with the facts that are in my brain, or if I occasionally have to look something up to verify what I'm talking about to make sure I'm not going too far off the reservation. And what you're seeing comedically is wit, and it's spontaneous, and it's fairly rare these days. I don't have a team of writers. I just have a brain. I run this entire show by my lonesome and by the support of our Patreon people. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the Patreon. And thank you, by the way, I wanted to mention this time because I didn't get a chance to before, that in PayPal, some folks have been, let's see, have been supporting us that way. Whoops, hold on. Did that go in? No, I don't want to do that. They've been supporting us via, let's see, via PayPal, and I wanted to see if I could open that right now. If I can, I should be able to. Let's see. Jill Carter, thank you so much for those as well. And then, let's see, I know there were a few more in here. From looking it up, Robin, thank you so much. And Sean, thank you. And Michael and Jill Carter, thank you so much for your support there too. Seth, awesome. Appreciate it. Natalie as well. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, that's the list. And Kim Carey, thank you so much. And Vincent, that was awesome. And let's see, the Megan comedy, thank you so much. And Michelle, Karen Heindel, like, you guys are awesome. And Alan, Nelcha, and Shannon, just awesome from you guys. So I appreciate you guys. It's great. I adore you. Thank you for your support. This is currently the job right now. This is the entirety of my work until things get rolling back up. So I appreciate your support, and I appreciate you helping us grow the show. Like I said, our goal on Patreon is 500 people. So if you can support that way, bless you, as high a level as you can stand. Again, if you can't support the show by any of these means, that's fine. If you can't afford that kind of thing regularly or at any time, just watch. Just be informed and entertained. It brings me joy just knowing that I may have made you laugh or filled in a detail you weren't aware of or kept you sane during this part of it. So, and I thank the patrons and everybody else for supplying that for other people. You know what I mean? You're helping the audience members who can't help. You know what I mean? So thank you for that. I appreciate it. I'm going to sign off right now. We're going to go have some dinner. It's going to be, you know, the fam is gathering around the television and trying to have a normal evening. We'll probably watch a movie of my son's choosing, which very well may be with it. My guess is going to be either one of the Despicable Me's or Hotel Transylvania 2 again. So, yeah, which is fine. I think it's funny. I think it's adorable. It's just he makes me dance during all the music parts. Will I film it? We don't know. We could be. It's up to him. If he wants me to, that's what I do. Yes. So give us a thumbs up, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll see you next time. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Be safe, everybody. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else.
Man's got to know his limitations.
We're honored to have with us today our amazing Vice President, Mike Pence, and his wonderful wife, Carrot.
I guess I do like black people. It just took a white one to prove it to me.
I love lamp. Am I getting through to you? Over! I gotta barbecue your ass in molasses!
I never realized how much my advice could hurt people until my advice hurt me.
Just follow the money.
How, in the name of Zeus's butthole, did you get out of your cell?
Moon River.
Just looking around here, I can tell you're a genuinely dirty person.
Nobody guarding your potatoes.
What do you say we cut the chit-chat? A-hole!
A chat with you and somehow death loses its sting.
Butthole!
Did you hear that? Yeah. It's a dick fur. What's a dick fur? To pee with.
Portos, motorheads, geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebies, dickheads. They all adore him. They think he's a righteous dude.
Moon River. Whew. Thank you, Doc. You ever serve time?
That was really cool, by the way. That was really cool, by the way.
That's great psychology. Why don't you just say something bad about my mother?
We need you. Hell, I need you. I'm a mess without you. I miss you so damn much. I miss being with you. I miss being near you. I miss your laugh. I miss your scent. I miss your musk. When this all gets sorted out, I think you and me should get an apartment together.
That was really cool, by the way.
This is my sister. You can all have her. I hear she's very good. All right. Stop right there, and I'll bring back the sun.
I never thought anybody could forget so much so fast without a severe blow to the head.
You have nobody guarding your potatoes. You have nobody guarding your potatoes.
And you know, when you say per capita, this many per capita is just like per capita relative to what? And you know, when you say per capita, this many per capita is just like per capita relative to what?
What do you say we cut the chit-chat a-hole?
Tell him, McCluskey. Tell him what time it is.
I couldn't think of a more horrible job if I wanted to. And you have to do it.
Man, I'm tired of being right.